HelloNote is a truly therapist-friendly practice management solution with integrated EMR that will enhance workflow, efficiency, and patient care. HelloNote reduces error and allows you to spend more time with your patients. It comes integrated with billing. Claims are generated once a note is completed. You can bill with one click and a patient portal, which streamlines the patient intake process. Beautifully engineered and cloud-based for easy accessibility, the software works on all platforms. You can access patient records from anywhere. We also offer 24/7 support. HelloNote is the practice management solution that you're looking for.
Good evening, Alternative Healthcare Career Group. Again, this is Dr. Mike Chua, physical therapist, and your alternative career coach. Tonight, we are going live earlier than usual because it's our show, it's our time, right? So it's 8 o'clock. We're going to go live tonight at 8 o'clock. So tonight, we've got a special guest. But before we keep on going, before we bring on our special guest, I normally would like to encourage you to type in live if you are watching live. And if you're watching on a replay, type in replay and type in what you ate tonight. It's 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. You know what I ate before I went up here? I already brushed my teeth, right? And I ate dinuguan. Dinuguan means chocolate meat in Filipino. You know, Filipino food, it's like, it's actually what you call this? A meat, chocolate meat. You know, it's blood. Pig's blood, right? Hey, somebody from the Facebook land said live. Thank you very much, whoever you are. Facebook user, thank you very much. Type in who you are, what do you do, and whatever you call this, where are you at? So, well, anyway, before I keep on going, I have this special calendar, and then I normally read this out loud. Today is Tuesday, November the 17th, 2020. It says here, when the dream is big enough, we find the motivation to get through the tough times. When the dream is big enough, we find the motivation to get through the tough times. Ladies and gentlemen, how big is your dream? Are you dreaming small or are you dreaming big? You know, are you dreaming small? You know, or are you dreaming big? Okay, people who are watching, Susan Lynn, thank you very much for watching, Susan. Or Lynn, thank you. And another Facebook user said live. And Karen, thank you very much. Live from Minnesota. I'm assuming that is Minnesota. There you go. And Tasha said occupational therapist from Smyrna, Georgia. Thank you. Oh, we got people there in Georgia. There you go. Oh, Becky. Becky, thank you very much, Becky. Becky, I used to work with Becky. She's an awesome speech therapist. You know, I still got all the stuff that she gave to me when I was starting up here. And she said she ate I don't know how to pronounce that. The person that I'm going to interview needs to tell me how to pronounce that. Chipotle, is that how you say it? Just nod, Shayna, is that how you pronounce it? Chipotle bowl. So that's how we say it. Somebody from PTA in McKinney, Texas, and Susan Lynn is a Coda. There you go. All right, let's go back to our quote. When the dream is big enough, we find the motivation to get through the tough times. Dream big, ladies and gentlemen. Dream big. When I came here in the States, I dreamt big. I said, I'm from the Philippines. I said, I'm going to dream big. I'm going to start my practice. I'm going to go in the States because we want the best for our family. We want the best for ourselves. We want the best for our patient. You know, imagine this. When you're creating a goal for your patient, you're writing a SMART goal, right? The SMART goal. Who here knows what the SMART goal means? Type in SAMART. SMART. I'm not so smart, right? SMART. We want specific, we want measurable, we want attainable, we want realistic, and we want it time bound. When you're creating a goal, you want it big enough, right? We have a short term goal, which is achievable in like, however, 6 to 8 weeks. And then you've got the long term goals achievable from 8 to 12 weeks. And same thing when you're trying to open up a business, when trying to reach your next level, when you're trying to reach a big goal, ladies and gentlemen, you got to write that goal. Short term and long term goal. Karen said she knows what a SMART goal is. There you go. Thank you very much, Karen. I'm sure Karen is very smart. All of us here in our group, you're all smart. You are all smart because you know how to write a goal, obviously, right? And you got so much potential in you, ladies and gentlemen. Alternative Healthcare Career Group. You got so much potential in you. You know why? Because you're all winners already. You already passed the board exam. You're already practicing as a therapist, whether you're a PT, a PTA, let's not be too technical, OT or OTR or CODA or whatever, or speech. You are already a winner. You know more than the average person outside in the street. And all we need to do is find that specific passion, find that specific purpose, and you will get the profit and the purpose and the passion that you're trying to look for, and actually the alternative healthcare career that you're trying to find. I see a lot of people watching. Again, if you are watching live, please comment live. If you're watching on a replay, please comment replay. Type in wherever you are, your state, your city, or whatever. And of course, any questions that you have for me and our special guest for tonight. Actually, not a guest. She's actually one of our moderator, one of our coaches. Without further ado, she's actually an occupational therapist. Ladies and gentlemen, she said she's pregnant, but she doesn't even look like she's pregnant. She's due anytime soon. Actually, anytime this hour. She said, not yet. Okay, all right, knock on wood. She's occupational. I'm running out of English. Ladies and gentlemen. If English is not your first language, type in your first language, because English is not my first language. And it is hard to learn a second language, ladies and gentlemen. And if you want to achieve and learn a new language, you have to dream big. Going back to this quote here, you got to dream big, ladies and gentlemen. So speaking of dreaming big, we have our special guest for tonight. Her name is Shayna Young. She's actually an occupational therapist, and she has started her own home health agency. Okay, let's stop it there. It's not Medicare Part A. It's not Medicare Part A. We have, before we keep on going, when we start this alternative healthcare career group or show, it's obviously an alternative healthcare career. You have to remove our traditional, traditional thinking. You have to learn how to open up your eyes, open up your mind. We're not talking about multi-level marketing here. We're not talking about networking. We're not talking about stuff like that. What we're talking about, you open up your mind to all these different opportunities out here. You got to learn. Our minds are just like parachute. Our brain is just like parachute. It's not going to work until you open it, and until you jump from that plane and open up that parachute. I'll have like me pull here. That's the only thing. That's the only time it's going to work. All right. So without further ado, welcome again, Shayna Young. Shayna, could you tell us where you're from? What do you do? And please help us find our alternative career, sister.
Totally. Hi, everyone. Thanks for that awesome introduction, Mike. It never gets old. I've known Mike now for probably about a year now, and I feel like our lives just keep getting better and better. And two, it's Chipotle. You've never been to Chipotle?
No, I'm cheap. I eat at home. Well, today I wasn't cheap. We ate at a Mediterranean restaurant, so I think we need to. How do you say that? Chipotle? Oh.
Chipotle, yeah. Chipotle. Yeah.
You speak Spanish, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you know how to say it. So what is Chipotle? I know it's a restaurant, but what does it really mean?
Maybe it is a word. I never even thought about it, to be honest with you. I do speak Spanish, but I don't know if that's the name or if that's like a certain food, but now I don't look like I speak Spanish at all.
I mean, I'm just Googling it quick. Oh, It means it's a smoked chili. Now you know, ladies and gentlemen, you learned it
There we
from
go. We're done.
Alternative Career. Somebody's already commented. It's a pepper. See, it's a smoked chili. It's gosh. See, I don't even know. Gosh, shout
Well,
out Mike Chua. Thank you very much, whoever you are, Facebook user. And somebody said, God, you're missing a lot. Yeah, sister, I don't know, honestly. So we're here in Tennessee. The only food that we know here is fried chicken and and McDonald's, Burger King, Zaxby's or whatever. I think I've seen Chipotle somewhere in Nashville. You know, the fancy people. I'm not really fancy, so all right, Shayna. Okay. Susan said pepper. See, I don't even know. I had to Google.
There we go.
All right. Okay. Let's go back. Shayna, tell us what you do, sister.
Yeah. So let me just start off by saying I am 38 weeks pregnant right now. So if I get a little winded, people normally say, "Oh, you look not pregnant," and then I stand up, and then I'm like, "Wait, what? Up there?" Yeah.
That's just like me. Don't tell me to stand up, okay?
Yeah. So, yeah. Also, quick question I guess I can throw out to the group is, did you get nauseous right before you went into labor? Because the last 2 days I have been nauseous, which is weird because I didn't have that last time. But anywho, yeah, I started an agency. I was not business savvy whatsoever. I told myself I'll never be in business. I just want to treat people and help people. And being an OT of 10 years, I was like, I'm sick of documentation. I'm sick of productivity. I'm sick of looking at my computer versus actually looking at my clients, my patients. So like one night I was literally on Indeed, and I was having a glass of wine prior to being pregnant. And I stumbled upon like this post that said, do you want to make $250 an hour being the CEO of your own agency? So literally, we get a lot of entrepreneur. I think like Facebook is jamming with a lot of like ways that you can be an entrepreneur. But this was the first post I saw on Indeed, and I was like, why, sure. So I filled it out. And then I got a call the next day from Autonomy, and Dennis reached out to me. He was the CEO. And at first I was like, this is too good to be true. I saw many of you guys post, not many, but I saw people post that on the group. I get that a lot, especially if there's like not a lot of research that you read into it, because a lot of us don't know about Medicaid waiver, and a lot of us don't realize we can do the Medicaid waiver, which I'll talk about, or we can provide non-medical services for older adults. So you can branch off, and I didn't realize that. I also didn't realize that I could be a CEO of my own agency. And I also realized that someone could do the work for me. So here I am today. I am July, August, September, October, 5 months into my business. My business is now generating I calculated it today, $27.75 a week. And that's only with 2 clients. And that's only me working 1 to 2 days a week. So that's not bad revenue for working 1 to 2 days a week, not even like a full day, and being able to generate revenue. That's my gross number. People always say, is that your net or your gross? That's my gross number. So a lot of people don't know what autonomy is. So I like visuals. I can't like listen to people and interpret information. So I made a little presentation. Can you guys see it? How's it looking, Mike?
Hearing it now.
Okay, cool. All right, so this was me in July. Oh my gosh, no belly, right? This is my first day of work.
That's me. That's me. That's so.
Yeah.
Well, I'm always pregnant anyway.
No, it's not. Oh my gosh, stop. I wanted to take a picture. Everyone does their first preschool, or like, I don't know, people in school, like first day. I was like, I want to have my first picture as a CEO. So that's me on my first day. Running my own business, my own agency. And then here is me 2 weeks ago at the office and just hanging out with me and my belly. So I'm just going to talk to you about like the guided in entrepreneurship, because a lot of people will tell you like, here are the steps to guide you to do your own agency. I partnered with Autonomy. Autonomy did it all for me. So I'm only going to talk about my story. I don't want to like generalize things. I want to make this real for you guys, so you know like literally what I've been what's been occurring with me and what can happen with you guys. So what is the Medicaid waiver? What is essentially your agency if you get started with Autonomy? So it's a community-based home healthcare agency. You can serve two populations. Most people get started working with disabilities, and that's why I write what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. And the goal is that you're teaching them life skills to increase their independence. So these are people with mental health issues, autism, intellectual disability. They could have a physical condition as well, like cerebral palsy. But a lot of the Medicaid waivers cater toward disabilities that have mental health, autism, or intellectual disability. So you get to work on life skills that really change their lives. Like I'm working right now on my one client getting his driver's license, learning to live in an apartment, being able to cook on his own, and it's an awesome feeling to get reimbursed for all of that. But you can also get reimbursed to teach this population how to date or even how to start a family. It's really meaningful stuff. Mike, I don't know if you know, but like I got my one client a job within 1 month, which was like amazing. It normally takes like a year to help find people with disabilities a job, but we found him a job. He said, this is the best job I've ever had. He's been working now for going on 3 months. So it's just been really awesome to see that. And you can also serve older adults. That's my next goal the next year or two. I started this agency to be stress-free. Autonomy told me they were going to give me my work-life balance. I now work 1 to 2 days a week, minus the fact I have fieldwork students. So I am doing more right now because I have fieldwork students, but they are helping me so much in program management that outweighs working more for these last couple of weeks.
It's funny you mentioned about work-life balance, providing that care for our quote unquote consumers. Just I think two days ago or 3 days ago, maybe Friday or Thursday last week, I heard over the radio. It's called the St. John Community System here, and they would go to the radio and ask for donations and stuff like that. And those intellectually disabled people would go to the radio station and then call people to donate for their cause. And then some of them, they actually work. They work for the radio station. They work for. Shout out to the radio announcer Kevin and Mr. I forgot. I know Kevin Bartholomew. He's one of the radio station dude there, and Paul Tinkle. He's the dude there. He owns that radio station, and they will do interview those DIDD people, intellectually disabled people, and interview them. Hey, what else do you do? And I said, this is what Shayna is doing. And I actually serve an agency who does this, and we're providing therapy services for those type of agencies. So I know what Shayna's talk about, and yeah.
And you're going to get there soon. You're getting there soon. So, you're starting an agency too. So I was just one of the first, but you're going to catch up. So it's going to be cool that this is not really seen. Yes, it's my agency, but like I'm cheering on Mike. I have 20 agencies getting started in Philadelphia, where Autonomy is helping 20 agencies in Philadelphia. And we utilize each other as a community. There's no competition because I'll talk about revenue, but like at most you have 10 to 20 clients and that's it. There's way more people that need services than 20 people. So this is how you can be like, you can approach the one agency, maybe it's a PT agency, and say like, hey, are you doing an exercise class this week? Can my clients come over? And vice versa. Hey, my staff's doing a cooking class this week. Any of your clients want to come over? And you all get reimbursed. It's all community-based model, and it's just a really cool approach.
You mentioned about that. I like what you said there, Shayna. It's all about thinking, not thinking scarcity mindset. A lot of us here, a lot of therapists, they're thinking about the scarcity mindset. Oh, there's another one opening an agency here. There's another one person opening up a clinic here. And to tell the truth, ladies and gentlemen, I'm opening up an actual outpatient brick and mortar clinic in Jackson. And we saw an actual new clinic right in front of us. You know what I said? It's actually good. My wife said, why? Well, you know what? It only means that there is a market in where we're at. Imagine you've got McDonald's. There's always something beside McDonald's, either a gasoline station or another Burger King or a Taco Bell. That's thinking prosperity mindset, abundance mindset. That's what we're talking about here. And same thing, for example, I know Mindy is watching. I can't see her on this stream here, but I know Mindy's watching. So thank you very much, Mindy, for watching. She's based in Nashville. When my residents, hopefully someday I get approved again too, I can probably bring my residents or my consumers to Nashville. Hey, could you help me, entertain my consumer there in Nashville? And same thing, if they want to come into where I'm at, in Jackson, hey, Michael, what else do you think we can do there? And that's the same thing I'm seeing with the residents or the consumers that I'm seeing right now on the agency that I'm contracting. Perfect scenario. This Halloween, this house that we're going to here in McKenzie, they decided to go to another house, and it's a different company, but they went there. They did trick or treating, and they went back and forth. They wore their costumes and everything. They did trick or treating, and that's the quality of life that we're providing. Not just typical ICD-10 codes. Not just let's just do 1 hour of 38 minutes of TheraX or TheraAct. That's it. No, this is actually an actual improving the quality of life of your consumers. Before I keep on going, Shane, I just want to give a shout out to my friend, Major Anthony Dumlao. Hello, sir. He's watching from China. Thank you very much, brother. He's my classmate, actually, high school. What are you doing in China, brother? And I know he's Filipino, but he's probably in China right now. So one of the Facebook users asking for things like transpo, if they don't drive, is that something you have to schedule and do, Shayna? Could you mind answering that?
Yeah. So again, let me take a little backtrack. I'm the CEO. I go out and provide the clinical oversight, which is really cool. It's like the mentorship that you go out for your staff. My staff is doing most of the work. So they're getting mentorship, problem solving, supporting them. We're changing this industry. This industry is just run by staff with no guidance. So a lot of times they do a babysitting service. Like that's what I've been seeing with my clients I took on is babysitting services. So yeah, you can have services like transportation. Your staff can drive, or you could take they could take public transportation. I have my staff doing both. I have one that takes public transportation with my clients. I have another one that drives. So it just depends, I guess, on your area location. You can bill for transportation. It depends on every state, though. You have to look at your specific state, but yeah. And that's what I love. Like, I love that we get to focus on trick-or-treating and can bill, or we can, like, maybe you and Mindy, like maybe you have some higher level clients, Mike, and they want to date, and you guys can host like a dating night.
You know what? You mentioned that dating. One of my residents, she has a boyfriend in another group home, and they call each other every day. When I'm there for like 2 or 3 hours because I see like, three residents in that group home, and I would hear, "Oh, it's your boyfriend calling," and that's it. But imagine if we can guide them how to do that. Going on a dating app or whatever, and actually protecting them, not just guiding them, but protecting them getting abused. And that's also our part as an agency owner. We have to protect our clients, our consumers from being, abused or, whatever, from the outside, whatever you call that. They're regular people. So that's the beauty of it. You get to guide them, even with cooking. I see some of the DSPs, quote unquote, and we educate them. Hey, this is what else you can do. And if you actually, right now, I'm just a, quote unquote, just a therapist contracting with that agency like Shayna. But if I specifically own my agency, I can tell my DSPs. DSPs, by the way, is what you call direct support professional, ladies and gentlemen. You can train your DSPs to actually do your plan of care literally, so you could really improve that quality of life of that specific patient. Why am I telling you this? We need to own it. We need to own it, ladies and gentlemen. We as therapists needs to own this. Why? Because other people are owning it and they're not even clinicians and they don't know what we're supposed to be doing. That's the reason why autonomy is is one of the requirements is you need to be a therapist, because we know what we're supposed to do with those clients. You know, in my case, I know if this patient needs play therapy or an actual physical therapy. DSPs, regular agency owners, I'm not saying, regular agency owners are not really good, but all I'm saying is that our skills, we know when this patient can actually run a marathon, join a game, join a senior, whatever, what you call that again? That disabled
Special Olympics.
Special Olympics, we know. And that we are not going to aggravate, because sometimes, okay, let's just put them a senior Special Olympics, and now they get discouraged because they weren't able to finish the race or whatever. Stuff like that. There's some questions here, Shayna. I can't. There you go. What physical space do you have to set up, and how do you fund that? Shayna will talk about that in a minute. But in general, Autonomy will help you set that up. You need to have a house, obviously. Autonomy will help you.
Not getting started.
You can rent.
Yeah, in most states, like your office can actually be in most states your home. If you are a non-medical service agency, which most of us start out as, you can be working. I'm working in my bedroom right now. Until you go medical, that's when you need to add, you need to be in actual office space. But the other part I didn't talk about with autonomy, and it's a lengthier discussion. It's an awesome discussion, but I don't want to like, whoa, this is too much to think about. Autonomy helps create affordable housing for both older adults and adults with disabilities. They actually will find, it will be either autonomy or a real estate investor will purchase the home, because they see that they're getting multiple revenue streams. And we'll talk about that maybe in another live.
It's a complicated thing.
Yeah, but so Autonomy basically can do it for you. So they'll find you either an office space. You can mostly start in your home, which is free. And then when you want to provide affordable housing for your clients, Autonomy does that work for you.
There you go. There you go. And then most of the houses that I go to, remember, I contract with different home health agencies, and whoever this Facebook user is, most of the houses that I go to, I would ask the DSPs or the house manager, hey, does this patient or does this company own this building or whatever, or this house? And they would, most of them, probably 80% of the time, they would say they're renting it, because sometimes it's inside an apartment complex because it's much safer inside that apartment complex. Or sometimes it's going to be in a nice subdivision, and because they need to be safe in that nice, good subdivision, a decent subdivision. So, and then I would ask them, hey, does the quote unquote, does the company own this? No, they're renting it. So with Autonomy, they're going to help you either buy your own property, or they'll teach you how to rent a space. I don't know yet, because I'm not approved. So all I do is contract with agencies like Shayna. So
and you don't have any financial responsibility. Like I have 3 homes right now that I can choose from. Well, 2 are full. One's fully up and running. One's about to be up and running. And the third one is under construction. But I have not put money into the home. No rent. That is not my responsibility. When Autonomy purchases the home, it's the investor that gets money from part of your clients, but then there's other revenue streams, again, that we can talk about later. I just don't want to overwhelm you guys, but I'm never going to put money into these homes. Like, unless I want to earn on the real estate side, and you can do that, I'm just not ready for that. My whole lifestyle right now is work-life balance, stress-free. So this is what I want to do right now. You have the opportunity to gain more revenues if you want to take on the real estate, but I don't put any financial money into the home. So it's just another added perk of being a part of the Autonomy community.
There you go. There you go. All right. That is such, that's a great option there. Now, if you were like somebody else who wants to invest on it, why not? You can, it's a win-win situation there.
Yeah.
There's another question here. Is your staff comprised of clinicians or CNA staff? So
Yeah, so they're actually called DSPs, direct support professionals, because a CNA does one role. A DSP can do multiple roles. So they can help out with transportation, they can help out with teaching life skills, they can help out with ADLs. So they're not clinicians and they're not CNAs. They're called DSPs, and they're trained to provide services to keep someone independent. So that's what my staff is comprised of. They're independent contractors, and they're getting well above the salary that most DSPs are getting in Philadelphia. And I'm proud to say that I provide above average rates and pay for my staff, and I'm still earning too. So they actually can grow. That's another feature of Optonomy. They can upskill. They can learn other positions. They can earn up to $50 an hour if they want. Optonomy will teach them, and that's all on them. We're giving them that ability as an independent contractor to earn more and learn more. So, yeah.
there you go. There you go. Thank you for clarifying that. And then this is a great question. And do you complete all the staff hiring? Does Autonomy? Yep, that's actually true. The Autonomy will do this, the hiring and training. And yeah, am I correct, Shayna?
Yeah. And until I went through it, I was like, whoa, totally glad they do that feature, because I did not realize like how much work is into it, like finding the good candidate. And then you have to get background checks and TB tests. And then your state may have a specific training that the DSP needs to do. Their driver's license, like there's just so much that you have to like think about. So it's nice to have Autonomy do it for you. Again, that's the perk. They create your agency, and then they're your complete back office. So you work less and just get to focus on your clients more. That's the important part.
I love that. I love that. I love that what you said, because right now, I'm a small quote unquote agency, small business. So I'm doing everything. I'm doing the hiring. I'm doing the background check, the TB skin test, because I'm not really big. I'm just a small clinic, and I can handle it right now. But if you are seeing like 10, 20 DSPs, providing services, it's going to be so crazy. Right now, I'm already crazy with my payroll. I made a mistake on putting a wrong account number for one of my assistant, and I made a mistake. I'm gonna shout out to McKenna. I'm sorry, McKenna. And who should I fire? Myself? No, right? I made a mistake. What with Autonomy, you don't have to worry a thing. Everything is there. The onboarding process, the hiring process, the background check. You don't have to think too much. And that's the beauty of it. You got the partner, you got a system already that you're following. And in my case, I work for this agency. I contract with the agency, Advocate Healthcare. There is so much requirement. I talked to the owner, shout out to Edward, and he said, Michael, there's so much requirements. And it's really hard. Catching up with the Relias, I'm missing this, missing that, and Autonomy takes care of that for you. So, all right. Next question, Shayna. What are qualifications your staff needs to have? Any certification? First certification, Eric, is my class. Just kidding.
Yeah,
I'm a disease and dementia care seminar. No. But yeah, what are the certifications, Shayna?
Yeah, so it depends on the service that they're providing, and it depends on your state. So some need just a high school degree with the training that they have to do. Like in Pennsylvania, for autism, they have to do a training called Spectrum 2.0. It's a free training, but they have to do it in order to work with people with autism. In other states, they don't need any of that extra training. However, Autonomy wants to upskill our staff. They want you to have the best staff ever. So they go through a training system within Autonomy, so they know as much as possible and can feel confident and empowered to know as many skill sets. But other areas, like if you're teaching someone how to find and maintain a job, in Pennsylvania, you need to go for more training, and that requires a bachelor's degree. But that also means more money. So it just depends on the service that you're providing. There's a lot of non-medical services you can provide for adults with disabilities and older adults. So it just depends on what service, but it can range from high school to some bachelor's degree.
There you go. There you go. And of course, we always want to train our staff. There's this quote somewhere else, I forgot. It says, what if we train our staff and they leave? That's okay. What if we don't train our staff and they leave? Oh, they stay. That's the biggest mistake. So I would recommend, whether Autonomy provides the training, we still train them. That's the reason why Autonomy, or whoever, whatever we're talking about, is that they want therapists to own the business, because we know how to train our DSPs. We know how to train caregivers. We know how to train basic transfers. We know how to train, basic range of motion and stuff like that. So, yep, that's a great question, Eric. Thank you very much. Michelle said here, I joined the live late. Can CODAS do this? Yes. Why not? The question is, or the answer will come from Shayna. Shayna?
Yeah, so you have a couple options. So you can partner with another healthcare professional and start one. A PT and OT, CODA doesn't have to partner with an OT, but a PT, OT, speech therapist, a nurse, or a behavioral specialist. Or you can be a DSP yourself, and you can earn based off of how much you want to get training in. You can earn up to $50. If you want to learn the position of being a certified investigator, that's a $50 an hour service. So it just depends on what you're looking for. Do you want to have your own agency, or do you want to be a part of the agency and work for the agency? Because we now have 150 agencies across the US. So, and they're, working on getting up and running. So, hopefully you'll have more choices.
There you go. There you go. Thank you for answering that, Shayna. The next question here is from Jennifer in YouTube. How much time does a CEO spend training DSPs, or Autonomy provide the training? I think we answered that. Autonomy provides the training, but you, as the CEO, you still need to train your.
You go out. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the clinical oversight. Like, are they following the goals correctly? Are they following the strategies correctly? Right now, Philadelphia was like, guess what? Lockdown happening again. So my training and the people that are covering for me on my maternity leave, I have two amazing OTs that are covering for me, and they're starting their own agencies through Autonomy. So it's awesome for them. They're like learning how to be a CEO while they're covering for me. So it's like a win-win. But our city's on lockdown. So like museums are closed, libraries are closed. So what do you do with some of your clients? And that's what we're working on right now, is we're problem solving with them. We're coming up with calendars to learn how to like rethink about their day. If all they did was like take them to the museum or specific stores, now my clinical oversight has been helping them to know other areas that they can support my clients out in Philadelphia. So, it changes. And that's the cool thing, is you can just change, what you're training or what you're working on, like on the fly, each week that you're out.
It's funny you mentioned that they take them to museum and everything. The group home that I go to here, they were supposed to go to the Noah's Ark somewhere in Ohio. So, but because of the COVID and everything, they stopped. The goal, the physical therapy goal for me, is for that resident, for that consumers, to be able to walk really, 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 really far. Not just 100 feet, not just 150 feet, not just 300. Like a really functional, and that was the goal, because they're going to walk around Noah's Ark. That was the goal, but it didn't push through. So I like that, you just have to change along the way, especially with the COVID situation. And you just have to be really creative. And this is what we're good at, being creative, finding ways. We could probably do more inside the house versus, probably just, doing stuff outside. So, all right. I know this is very exciting.
That I'm excited about is you're not alone. So you're not thinking about this problem by yourself. Like, Mike, if you live down the street from me, or actually we could do it on our group. I could just be like, hey, can we come up with ideas together? Or like if you had an agency, because like there's 20 in Philly, I'd be like, guys, can you think of something for Monday? I'll think of something for Tuesday. Like it's not just you by yourself. Like you have this clinical network of right now 150 people. That's the other cool thing.
That's amazing. Let me go back here. This question here. It's just covering my whole face. Whoever did.
I like it. I like
Rhonda. I know this is Rhonda. She said, my daughter who has Down syndrome is applying to college. So she'll receive Medicaid waiver soon. And I could use help, for example, with interview skills for her, med management skills, job placement skills, time management skills, blah, 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 blah. Remember, Rhonda is actually a speech therapist. And imagine this. She will not be in group home, but dorm at Union University in Jackson. But bam, you can provide that
exactly what we do. This is everything that you're saying. Oh, I love it. That is everything that you talked about. Every skill that you talked about is what the Medicaid waiver shows, and it's what you do. And yeah, so it depends on your state. Like if I would say if your daughter had services prior to being 18 to 21, it depends on your state. It should carry over the Medicaid waiver. Well, it should transfer into the Medicaid waiver. So yeah, she said Jackson. So is she in, I don't know what state. There's a lot of
Tennessee. Yeah.
Oh, in Tennessee. Yeah, so you probably know that maybe a little bit more, but if you already have services, it's easy to then get on the Medicaid waiver. Because of the diagnosis. So I'm assuming with Down syndrome, she has the diagnosis, of course, and she's getting services. It's hard if it was never documented that they had a disability, and then you find out in adulthood that they have a disability, and then to get them on Medicaid waiver, that takes a while. But it sounds like she's already been on services. So just find the right provider, and you have people in Tennessee. You have Mindy and Mike. So maybe, depending.
Rhonda's going to work for me. So
what?
Rhonda's going to work for me. So
yeah.
Yeah, Rhonda. You say yes. Well, we already talked. So yeah, Rhonda. So she's going to work for me. So, all right. Okay.
You can't service your own daughter though, but you can be able to have
we're going to provide services for her daughter.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. All right. The next question here, or I can't see here, but there you go. This is Ilana Giller. How do you bill / document for the sessions treatments provided? You use the Autonomy software. Obviously, that's the reason why we're using that. Just like any company, you need to have a documentation system. You need to have a billing system, and that's where Autonomy comes in to help you, set you up for success. And without a documentation system and billing system, it's going to be really hard. Just like me in my clinic, we use Hello Note for our documentation system. I can't imagine going back to paper. So same thing. So yeah, you use the Autonomy software. Is there any specific software that you use there, Shayna?
Autonomy. It's what Dennis, he's a software engineer. He created the whole system over like a 5-year period. And it just got upgraded to Android and app, which is cool. So we can all use it on an app. We can download it, but it takes my staff for them to document. It takes them 1 to 3 minutes. So I'm also really excited that it's 1 to 3 minutes, and then let's get back to that day. And it's very data specific driven and very easy. It's a drop down menu. What healthy meal did they make during the hour? They made a salad. With how many prompts? 3 prompts. What type of prompt? A verbal prompt. It's all click drop down menu, and then it's just like a 1 to 2 sentence on what you did for the hour. Medicaid waiver is phenomenal when it comes to documentation. I cannot complain about it at all. I used to hate documentation. Now I love it because it's so like actually specific, and it's quick, and you actually can do something with that data every month and learn from that data and be able to change it to focus on what's best for your clients. So I have no complaints. And you can create your own notes too. Like if I don't like the note, I can change the note within 1 minute. Like if I don't like how it's created. I can just go in the Autonomy system and do it myself, which I really like.
Mm-hmm. Well, part of it too, I mean, not all people uses Autonomy. I mean, the company that I contract with, we still use pen and paper. Shout out to, Hello Note, you gotta close that contract. Second, some of the agencies, they still use again regular pen and paper, and it is hard. I mean, I talk to those DSPs and they hate it. They hate it because they're writing everything down literally pen and paper. It's so hard to track that. And with Autonomy, drag or whatever, click or whatever, it's going to be much easier, not only for us agency owners, but also for your employees, your DSPs, and more convenient. You get track data and stuff like that. My question, Shayna, for you is that system also has a GPS when they can clock in and clock out for that? Because I see that in some agencies, they would clock in and clock out on that phone that is in the patient's house or that resident's house, and I hear it, you are clocked in, something like that.
Yeah.
You have that?
It's we have that's called fancy terms, electronic verification system. So I see the GPS with all of my staff. So I'll be like 9 o'clock. Are they where they should be? So all I have to do is click my little map on my phone and I'll see like where they're at. So, you can't be saying that you clocked in, because that's the other thing about paper, Mike, like fraud is so prevalent. So having the system like basically back you up with the electronic verification visit, the GPS, and then all the timesheets are on there it's a way for you to like minimize risk for your agency. That was the other big thing with Autonomy is like, it's supposed to be proactive and not reactive. So you have minimal risk in terms of that.
No. Wow. Yeah, we need that. But because I mean, most of the agencies or the homes that I go to have that, the telephone system when they clock in the phone, and then I hear it on the voice. You are clocked in. So you need that. You need that system. So you could know if your DSP is really there and providing that services for you. Because you're the agency owner, you need to know. Just like us, we clock in and out. And for example, you're working at the hospital or nursing home or outpatient. The owner wants to know if we're clocking in and out, really. So yeah, and you need to have that set up too. This next question here. You still good, Shayna?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Okay. Let's just do this one here, and let's go on a quick break. This question here from Karen. Is Autonomy able to set up agencies in all 50 states?
Yes, with exceptions in Hawaii and Alaska. It's very like it has to be a certain location in those areas. Again, Autonomy won't be like, oh, awesome, a person wants to start, like, let me take your money. Like, the only reason they will move forward with you is that if they're going to invest in you, just like you're investing in them, like they want to make sure that you're going to be successful. So if you are in Alaska with like a population of 10, that's going to be really hard. So it just depends on the location, and Autonomy verifies like your location for you and tells you if it's a good fit. Like, you're going to be successful in this area. Like, you have this resource and you have this population and you have all these things that are good for you. So that's the other thing I like about Autonomy is that they're honest, and they'll be like, yeah, we will move forward with you, or we won't, because we don't want you to invest and not have success. We want you to have that success, and we want you to be in a job that you really like. So yeah.
All right. Okay. So speaking of the job that you really like, we will be back in a few seconds.
Why did I choose Autonomy?
Why my agency is empowered by Autonomy.
Why did I join Autonomy?
Why I chose to use the Autonomy platform.
I chose Autonomy because it allows me to have a work-life balance and provide skilled clinical care for my clients.
I chose Autonomy because of the amazing support structure that it provides to my consumers and staff.
I feel that Autonomy is one of the only platforms that looks at my clients with disabilities as a person, not as a number.
The Autonomy platform serves as our back office, therefore allowing us to use our skill set to serve our consumers best, to see the best possible outcomes.
The Autonomy talks about different things. They talk about value-based care. They intentionally limit the number of clients we serve so that we can stay focused on the main thing and not get overwhelmed. That we can focus on providing for our people, meeting their needs, helping them to develop a level of independence and satisfaction with their lives. And I can get behind that. That's why I'm here.
All right, welcome back to Alternative Healthcare Career Show, wherein we help you find your alternative career. Again, this is Dr. Mike Chu, a physical therapist, your alternative career coach for tonight. Well, anyway, you saw the video, right? I wish I have that British accent. Sound fancy. Whoever that is, I think Miss Robin Bass sounds fancy, right? You know, when somebody has that British accent, whether they cuss or what, I mean, it sounds still fancy, right? It's like, what a bloody day, something like that. All right, again, tonight we have our special guest, or not guest, our moderator for tonight. One of our coaches here. She was the CEO of Inspire Home Health from Autonomy, none other than Shayna Young again. Welcome back, Shayna, for answering all our questions, our doubts, is it too good to be true? Is it an MLM? What's the catch? Yep. So we are here. She is here to answer the questions that you have right now. So again, if you're watching live, please comment live. We want to know if you're watching live. And if you are watching on the replay, please comment replay. Shayna, what is up there? Thank you very much for still hanging in there for like an hour now. So are you okay with answering some of those questions still?
Yeah, sounds good. And can I just say, I didn't know you were going to do that commercial. And when I see all those people, I'm like, oh, there's Greg from Georgia. He does awesome videos and he's teaching me, different things about disabilities. And there's Ravina out in Florida, Jessica out in Pittsburgh. Like, I just love when I see basically my community, that I'm just like, oh, that's so awesome. I love seeing them. And I just can't wait for everyone to be like up and running. It's really starting to grow now. We have a lot of agencies that are getting approved and now starting to get clients. And I just can't wait to see the whole picture of how everyone else is going to be flourishing and how we're just empowering each other. So cool. I love that you put that commercial on there. I did not know you were going to do that.
I like how you said seeing at the big picture. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are wanting to find your alternative healthcare career, whatever, career, business, whatever, you cannot see the whole picture if you are inside that frame. The only way for you to be able to see the actual big picture is you have to step back. You got to step back, ladies and gentlemen. Step back. This is my challenge for you. Step back, move your cell phone back a little bit or whatever you're using, your tablet, your phone or whatever. You step back, move it back. You will see the big picture. Same thing when you're trying to start your home health agency here. You got to step back. Get out of that mindset of, oh, is this a part A? No, it's not a part A. Oh, is this outpatient part B? No. Is this cash wellness? No. This is not actually specific to therapy. It's actually value-based care. Okay, let's go back to the questions again. The last question was, Autonomy able to set up specific agencies in 50 states? So she answered that already. The next question here from another person, from Ileana, or how many people work for your specific agency right now, Shayna? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So for independent contractors, I have, and again, another perk. They're independent contractors. So if my other autonomy powered agency down the street wants to use one of my DSPs and my DSP is open, they have full range. Like, we get to share this DSP pool, which is like another added perk because a lot of DSPs will leave your agency. So I have consistently 4 DSPs right now that are serving my 2 clients. So, and then I have four backups if there's like a call out or something like that. So it's nice to have consistency with the clients. I've definitely began to notice that, they've developed relationships. So my independent contractors, it's 2 for one consumer and then 2 DSPs for the other consumer.
You mentioned about that. It's very important you have different resources, different friends and companies and networks. Because if this person to tell the truth, the turnover for DSPs is so high. First, because they pay them so low. This is what I've learned from the HR person that I've been, talking to. Her name is Ashley at the hospital. I would always talk to her. Hey, Miss Ashley, is this worth it to pay this admin assistant $15? Because the minimum wage here in Tennessee is like 8 or whatever, 8 something. And I'm paying my admin assistant, 15, depending, I give them good. And, this is what that Miss Ashley said, the HR lady. Michael, if you give them a minimum wage or pay, you'll get a minimum wage result. If you give them a $15 pay, $20 pay, you'll get a $15, $20 pay result. So if you have the budget, the money, and if you feel like that this person or this DSP or whoever doing the job for you, give them the best, and they will give the best for your clients and everybody happy. If you're happy, if your employee is happy, your client is happy. When the client is happy, you're going to be happy. So it's not all about the money. Yes, we need to make money, but bottom line, we're changing lives, we're touching people, we're improving their quality of life. So thank you for that awesome question, Indiana.
And we're getting paid as good as well too. Like I said, I'm working way less but earning way more than my I worked a per diem job that was like basically full time before I went and switched over. So it's a win-win situation for all of us. Let's make sure that our staff is getting livable wages with the ability to grow more financially as well as educationally, and as well as for us too.
There you go. This is a great question from Eric. How's the current COVID situation impacts your business?
Yeah, so nice question.
One too.
Yeah. So in terms of adults with disabilities, it's not going away. It's not, your agency does not get shut down. They actually really need your services during this time. So we have COVID policies in place to protect our staff, to protect us as best as we can. But I haven't taken a fall, or my agency has not hurt whatsoever in terms of COVID. There's more referrals actually coming out because a lot of other agencies are like, I can't support this client because we have no idea like what activities to do. So again, like we have more resources because of our clinical network where we can share ideas, as well as we have that affordable housing option. So I do a lot of activities in the one home, and that's just one area that has been helping me a lot during the COVID situation. Philly is on lockdown again, so we're getting creative, and our staff are feeling empowered and they're feeling supported. So they're helping us with some creative approaches to what we're doing. And instead of going to the museum, we're thinking of other activities that we're doing. The park, being able to go to other counties that are close by, activities, what art activities can we do that the consumers like? And it depends on the level. I have a very low level consumer, or consumer is what we call it in this world, but I'll say client. And then I have a very high level. So it just depends. If you're like, why is she doing a craft activity with the one? That's the level he's on. So that's what we're focusing on with him, versus the other one is learning to drive. So COVID, you just got to keep rolling with it. You get new regulations all the time, but our services are still really needed during COVID.
That's really a great question, Eric. To tell you the truth, in my case, I got fired. Everybody probably knows this already. I got fired, last year, but I shared my profit and loss statement, from January to October, and I did work a lot, and I've hit. So sometimes, I know COVID is real. I know it's a lot of people got fired or let go. It's hard. I know it's hard. But in times of crisis like this, there are people who are actually struggling and they keep on struggling. And there are people who are actually thriving in this kind of economy. And we want you as the therapist that you were made to be. We want you. I want you. I don't know about Shane. I want you to thrive in this economy, because in the middle of crisis, ladies and gentlemen, lies an opportunity. Because I mean, of course, I'm young. I'm still young. I'm just 40 something, right? But there were people who were born in the Depression era. They still thrive. There are people who were born in World War I, World War II, whatever, 60s and 70s, survive. And they were still able to survive and thrive. Not just survive, but thrive. I know COVID is a different situation, but during those times, those are different situations too. But my challenge for you today, ladies and gentlemen, the bigger the challenge, the bigger the victory. This is going to be a big challenge. Opening up your own business and agency or whatever you're going to start, whether you're going to do autonomy or what, it's going to be a big challenge. I'm opening up an actual brick and mortar. I'm comfortable doing contracting with different agencies. I'm comfortable doing a mobile part B with me and my team of PTAs in our area. But guess what? A lot of people will say, oh, now is not the perfect time to open up a business, Michael. Well, guess what? The best time to plant a tree was 8 years ago. The next best time to plant a tree is now. If you're going to open up a business, might as well do it now. And accept the challenge. Accept the challenge, ladies and gentlemen. And just the bigger the challenge, the bigger the victory. Okay, I'm going to stop talking with there. I know Shayna's tired. Shayna, we got several more questions here.
Go for it.
Are you okay? So,
Yeah.
Okay. This is a great question from Kelly. At least Kelly, I see her name. I see the pictures. Thank you very much, Kelly, for doing that. Some of the Facebook stuff, it's not showing up. I don't know what's wrong. But Kelly, I like that little girl's picture. I hope that's not you, because you little girl cannot do Facebook yet. I hope this is mom, right? But you little girl, you can't do Facebook yet, okay? Don't go Facebooking yet. So, anyway, I hope this is mom. What is the startup out-of-pocket cost? How does Autonomy make their money? Shayna, go ahead and answer that, sister.
Yep. So we have 3 options. Autonomy has 3 options for you based off of your financial means. So right now there is a 10% off for the month of November for Black Friday. But there's payment plans where you can get started at $350 a month over a select number of months. I think it's between like 30 to 36 months. You can do a one-time payment of around $6,700 and be done with it. Or you can get started with $2,500 down, and then you don't pay until your agency is up and running. So it just depends on what you're looking for. I would say if you're like, is this a good cost? Like, how do I research this? Please look up a franchise. A franchise is $50,000 to $100,000. Again, Autonomy really wants to break down that wall of making it affordable for us, so there'll be more healthcare professionals being the CEOs instead of financial or administratives that just focus on numbers. So we're probably the lowest in terms of payment for getting an agency fully up and running. And then once your agency is up and running, it is 10% of your total revenues. And again, Autonomy is your complete back office. So Autonomy markets for you and gets you your referrals. Autonomy is your EMR system, your documentation system. It is your billing system. Keeps your agency federal and state regulated, and there's like a whole bunch more. But whatever you need in order to run your business, Autonomy is doing that for you on the backside. So that's 10% once your agency is fully up and running.
Amen. Thank you very much for answering that. So yeah, if you call now, if you call now in the next 5 minutes, you get whatever discount.
No, I definitely say research. I don't like to put anyone on pressure. Like, that's why I keep saying, like, register for the link that I put in there, join our Facebook group, check out like our YouTube series. Like, I want you to feel comfortable about this decision and just understand that, yes, this is your own business, but this is a business that totally supports you and gives you that. Like, people are like, oh, do you really have your work-life balance? Yeah, I got my work-life balance, and my financial revenue is doing great on 2 clients. I'm going on maternity leave. I have someone covering for me for, I think I'm going to take like 6 to 8 weeks off just because I want to get back to it.
Can I get a maternity leave?
Yeah. So I mean, like, you know, it just depends on what you're looking for in life. Like I chose Autonomy for my work-life balance. I'm now going to be a mom of 2 and I want to have that balance, and I want to start I want the money I feel like I deserve at the same time. I know I'm providing great services, so I deserve to, at this point of 10 years out, you know, be earning more than what they want to underpay us. Right, Mike? They want to underpay us and they want to start getting new grads and they want to like push out all of us, I feel like at times.
You know, you don't look like that old, so. All right. Well, I like that question because, you know, first of all, you know, like that question there is always a startup cost. You have to have skin in the game. You know, do you think I'm just going to open up a clinic without me investing? There's always a startup cost. So that is good. That is a great question. But here's the thing. Startup cost for whatever Autonomy is, I don't know how much right now, the exact, but you have to have skin in the
I'll
game.
just post a link for the end of our meeting.
And then how does Autonomy make their money? They make money out of the billing. They get a certain percentage out of that. Any billing company does that. You know, Hello Note, Billing Nerds, Autonomy, you know, they have to make money too. So that's how they get a certain percentage out of that. So that's actually continuity of care. So the more you bill, the more they get to. So all right. So that is such an awesome question there. So I know these are some questions here. Do you accept client that cannot self-toilet, etc.? Are you DSPs changing diapers? Could you answer that, Shayna?
Yeah, so you're kind of talking a little bit more about the medical side. So right now I'm in non-medical, so I would never get a client like this because this sounds like a person that needs 24-hour care. If you're changing their diapers and helping them with toileting, that is 24-hour care or a residential home, and Autonomy does get you qualified to provide those services. And you do very well. Like for this type of client, your revenues for the year can be around anywhere from like 250 to 400,000 for one client because of the type of care that they need and the staffing that they need in order to support them. So you can totally accept a client like this, but you would need to be qualified to provide 24-hour care, which Autonomy gets you qualified in if that's something that you want to do.
There you go. There you go. So I hope that answers your questions. I can't find the name already. So this is a great question too. For you new clients, are you the one who goes in and does initial setup? Yep. If you are providing the therapy services, so initially you are going to be non-medical first. You know, you're going to be a non-medical provider. And then once you have, you know, quote unquote, proven and you can apply to be a medical provider. That's the reason why they want you to be either a PT, OT, you know, speech, you know, a nurse, so you could provide those oversight, that clinical oversight for your DSP. So that's a great question too.
Yeah. And don't feel stressed either about creating goals. You get the goals handed off to you. So like for kids, they have IEPs. For the medical waiver, when they become adults, they get ISPs, individual support plans. So you get their goals. And then in time, like once you are with them, you'll start to see, oh, this goal, they already met this goal. Or we need a goal in dating. He's a 20-year-old man. He keeps talking about how he just wants to meet girls. Like, we need to add this goal in here. So you meet with the team and you come up with a goal and you work on that. So you get the goals and then you can modify them with time. So don't stress if you're like, I don't know how to write goals like this. You got the goals. And you also get training on how to handle this type of population. That's all included with Autonomy.
Perfect. I wish I get the ISPs. So if you don't know what ISP, it's called the Individual Support Plan. I get those ISPs from the agencies like Shayna's, and I would read and I would say, oh gosh, this is very comprehensive. It's very comprehensive. You know, for example, let's just say the consumer. Let's just say the consumer is let's just say Shayna. Shayna likes to go out after lunch. Shayna wants to eat with her boyfriend. Shayna wants to call her boyfriend at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Shayna wants to, watch people while they're walking in the mall. Something like that. Stuff like that. And those will be your goals. It's very simple. And of course, when you come in as therapist, that's, yours is obviously a skilled services, skilled therapy, but the DSP's goals are very, very simple. And that's where you come in. This is the next question here is really good. Shayna, I can't find in my cell phone, but which site in my state do I need to check out who regulates DSPs? Is it under the health department?
So who regulates the DSPs? I'm a little bit confused about that question. And under the Medicaid waiver, it'll state like specific rules. So you would have to look up your state's Medicaid waiver, and it'll state like what DSPs can and can't do depending on like what services they're providing. If you're talking about COVID, there's actually CDC has its own COVID policies for DSPs that you can stay up to date to. So if it's COVID, CDC, if you're looking up specific DSP rules, check in with your Medicaid waiver in your state.
There you go. Yeah. Here in Tennessee, you go to the DIDD website, tennessee.gov/DIDD, something like that. This is a great question from Jennifer. Is there a cap on the waivers?
Is there a cap like per client or per because there's state budgets and then there's your person. So no, it depends on what services you feel they need, and then what the team, which is the client, the family, the support coordinator, who's like the case manager, and you come up with. So there's not a cap for, if you're talking about Pennsylvania, there is not a cap, because if you're doing non-medical services, you could be providing multiple services. And right now, like my one client, as a whole with all my services, gross, he's at like 110,000 for gross revenue, but I can modify the plan. Like if I feel like, oh, he needs more services in this, I give my rationale and we can up the services. So there's not a cap in terms of, especially the autism waiver in Pennsylvania. And I would double check with Autonomy if there's a cap in other states. I've never heard that, but it depends on just really what services they need and getting them approved for that. And for example, like residential home, if they live in a residential home, I mean, you're looking up hundreds of thousands in revenue for that. So hope I answered that as best as I could, Jennifer.
I'm looking at all these messages here. That's a great question there. So I also don't know. I don't know if there's a cap. Your Medicare Part B, we no longer have the cap.
There's really not a cap in Pennsylvania, I can tell you that.
There's somewhere here. How many days a week do you treat, quote unquote, your clients? And is there an EMR program? Yes, they use Autonomy. And yes, Noah's Ark is in Kentucky. Thank you for reminding me. And Creation Museum is in Ohio. So they're in between there. So, yep. Next Facebook user here. Any concerns regarding the longevity? I always have a hard time pronouncing that word. Longevity of Medicaid funding, waiver funding. Any concerns there? Because we had the meeting. I attended the meeting with DIDD one time with Edward and the DIDD people here, that they're trying to change it. So could you answer that?
What I will say about Medicaid funding for adults with disabilities is that it's not going away anytime soon. They want to fund this area because the alternative is mental institutions or prison, which is a lot of money for the government to spend. So they want to have a good source of Medicaid waiver funding in order to keep these clients within the community. Because if not, the other alternative is a mental health institution, which is very expensive, and it's very, you don't have independence, and there's a lot of issues that happen in those institutions. Or prisons. Like, unfortunately, some of our clients, if they aren't being provided services, that's the alternative that some of them are given, is the prison system. So that's just crazy to even think about. So Medicaid funding isn't going anywhere. They're probably going to be highs and lows of what they want to put more funding into the Medicaid waivers, like maybe more money this year in supportive employment, helping them find a job, or residential home. But it's not going anywhere because same thing with older adults. They don't want them in nursing homes. They really don't want them, spending a lot of money. Well, this is a different Medicaid, but like that type of Medicaid, we're talking about Medicaid waiver for adults with disabilities and Medicaid for older adults. They don't want to be spending that money in nursing homes. So they're going to try any way possible to keep older adults out in the community. And how they're doing that right now is through home care. So Medicare Advantage, they just upped all of their home care services. They can get a really good amount of home care services because why? They don't want them in the nursing home. The government doesn't want to pay all that. So they're going to find whatever resources they can to keep them in the community.
We're always, let's go back to this again. I'm checking out the messages there. Let's go back again. We're always thinking about therapy. I don't know who asked that question because it doesn't say the name, but we're always thinking, okay, I make a mistake too. I attended that meeting from the state. They're trying to cut down the therapy services. What we're providing is non-medical. What we're talking about here is non-medical. They will continue to provide that because nobody's going to take care of these people. Yes, they may cut down the therapy, but what we're providing is the non-medical services, wherein you're providing the DSPs, the DSP services.
Yeah.
If they cut that down, who's going to take care? They're going to go back to the street or being institutionalized. So they can cut that down. Therapy, probably, I don't know.
And they did that in Pennsylvania. Yeah. In Pennsylvania, there is no occupational therapy for Medicaid waiver, but I do OT every day. So I'm not complaining about that at all. I use my OT brain every day. So yeah, like I said, they pick and choose like what areas of that. And therapy is something that they don't put money into, but keeping them in the home or out in the community, they put a lot of funding into that.
So like what I said again, I was thinking, okay, are we going to cut down? No. So because I attended, again, let me go back again. I attended that meeting from the DIDD, and they're thinking about next year to cut down the visits of the therapy because we're seeing them for 6, 7, 8 months. They want, they want the actual, what you call this, standardized test, actual objective findings. Of course, we're arguing because we're therapists, right? But we're talking about autonomy providing non-medical. So this is non-medical, and I doubt, just in my own opinion, but they may cut down therapy, literally. So like what Shayna said, OT is not being approved for whatever state. So what we're talking about is the non-medical services. Thank you. There's another question here. What are the ages? Are they always adult in the group home setting, or are there younger clients as well?
As of right now, Autonomy doesn't get your agency qualified for anyone under the age of 18, but Autonomy helps your agency provide services for anyone 18 and older for adults with disabilities and older adults. And you can see them in their parents' home, in their own apartment, at their work, at their volunteer site, or in a group home, or what we call residential homes. So many different varieties that you could be seeing them. It just depends on what's in their plan and what they're working on.
Awesome. There's also another program. I forgot. Let me Google it right now. I just Googled it. Becky, whatever. I can't find it right now. Those are for younger kids. So it's not for, I forgot the name. Oh gosh. Well, I'll figure it out later. It's Becky something, a program. And that's for the younger kids, 18 years old and below. Let's go over here. Jennifer Maloney. Does the consumer need to show gains in order to stay on caseload? Could you answer that, Shayna?
Yeah. So again, think about I don't want you to think therapy frame of mind. It still works similar, but no, you could have that goal for years. I've had my 2 consumers have had the similar goals for years, and I'm kind of pushing can we do something about this goal? Can we do a little bit more, do something different? But They don't have to show gains. Why? Because someone with autism is going to have ups and downs, right? Someone with intellectual disability is going to have ups and downs. So you just have to document why they regressed that month or why they made gains that month. So it just depends on, and then how do you approach it? So it's not like, oh yeah, they regressed because, you know, he got off his medication and we saw him, you know, doing something bad or something like that. So you're not just going to be like, yeah, that's not good. No, you're going to come up with a strategy to help with that regression. So especially 24-hour care, you may see this much change, and that's a big deal. But you're constantly trying to give them the most meaningful life. And that's the goal, is the most meaningful life, and just documenting how they're making gains or why they're not making gains and what strategies can you do to help them with that.
That's a great, again, whether it's Jennifer or somebody else, get out of that therapy mindset first, because we're opening up a non-medical services. So we don't need to show gains. What we need to do is take care of that resident or that consumer first. So then when you become a therapy agency, that's when we start talking about, showing gains or maintaining their function for that case. Going back to the question earlier, if you want to provide services for those people who are 18 years old and below, here in Tennessee, we call it Katie Beckett program. Katie Beckett program. So so the Tennessee Katie Beckett program is for children under the age of 18 with disabilities or complex medical needs. So if you're in Tennessee, check out the DIDD website, tennessee.gov, and then /DIDD, and you will see all the services that we as therapists can provide. We got 9 more minutes, 10 more minutes, Shayna. Let's just finish this up. And I know you're tired. But let's just. There are some questions here. What are your responsibilities as CEO? Of course, you are the CEO. You take care of everything. Obviously, you are the boss, and you are gonna be taking care of almost everything.
Yeah, so and Autonomy manages that for you. So don't feel like, how do I manage my agency? Autonomy helps you manage it for you. Like, I didn't know like what the rules were in Pennsylvania, and Autonomy guided me through that. Every month you need to send your progress notes to your support coordinator on, what your DSPs have been working on with the goals that are in their ISP. You have to do a quarterly report. So these are things that Autonomy has guided me on. But essentially, a CEO does 3 things: manages their staff, manages their agency, and manages their clients. And Autonomy helps you in all 3 of those categories.
There are so much great questions here, Shayna. I know I wish we have more time. But if you have many more questions, ladies and gentlemen, please go check out our website. She'll post it below. Somebody's also asking again, financial startup fee, if she's going to put that out later. Somebody's asking if she's a PTA. Can she do it? Yes, you need to pair up with a therapist, a PTOT, because they are requiring for you to be a PTOT of speech, so you can have that clinical oversight again. There's another great question here, Shayna. Do you have to buy liability or insurance, or Autonomy cover that? Regardless whether Autonomy covers that or not, you need to get your own liability insurance anyway. Can you share earning? This is a great question here. Can you share earning potential for a non-medical versus a potential if medical services are offered, and what are the typical medical services? That's a great question here.
Yeah. Let me show you I like to show a picture with this. Can you put my presentation back on so I can break it down for people? Okay, so this is non-medical. So in Pennsylvania, it's around $36 an hour to support adults with disabilities to learn life skills. You're like, what? $36 an hour? I make way more than that as an OT. So let's break it down so you understand like how this gets you earning a lot, and how you only have to be out in the field 10 hours a week. If you want to earn net of $100,000, I always say you're going to be working out in the field, seeing 1 client per 1 hour. So 10 clients gives you a net of $100,000. So let's break that down. So like I said, $36 is a typical reimbursement rate per hour. typically your clients need 25 hours a week on average. My one client needs 22. My other client needs 49. So I'm actually making almost like as if I had 3 clients in my situation right now where I'm at. But $36 an hour times 25 hours per week is $900 per client. Okay. You need to see these clients for every week. Okay. Your staff needs to be seeing them every week. So that's $46,800 for one client. Okay. So imagine if you have 10 clients, that's $468,000. So once you pay out your staff, once you pay out Autonomy, you're still left with over 6 figures net once you take out taxes. So you can be able to still work less than half of a week and only serve 10 clients and be able to make that type of number. And that's all for non-medical services. If you're doing medical services, I don't have revenues off of that, but I can tell you, depending on the services that they need, if they live in 24-hour care and you're providing 24-hour care, it could be anywhere from $250,000 to $400,000 for one client. So you make really big jumps because, again, you have your staff with them at all times. So I hope did I break that down okay?
Yep. I'm actually, reading some of the comments. So, yep, that's so true. So if you want to see that, that's the breakdown there. Break it down, Shayna, but not right now. You're pregnant. Okay.
Oh, but you can get a business plan too. Like that registration link that I posted in Facebook, it'll give you a 5-year business plan. So it will show you like once you add medical, and it'll show you once you add certain services. So please register for that under that link that was in today's post, and it's a free business plan that you're going to get. So you'll see those numbers as well.
There you go. We'll take off your thing there. I'm just going to answer this real quick. She said, I'm late to the video, blah, blah, blah. And yes, they usually see them in their home. You see them in their home or their current setting, because you are a non-medical providing non-medical care for these clients here. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go
I
back.
saw them in the Halloween store this month. I saw them at their volunteer site. I saw them at the DMV. I saw them at their job. I saw them at Walmart. So very versatile places that you and your staff will go out to. And I love it. I think every day is a new.
There you go. This is a great question here, Shayna, from Dimitri. Dimitri, what is going on, Dimitri? What if a client goes to day hab or adult daycare? Can these clients be serviced?
Okay, so if you're providing residential care, which is 24-hour care, then yeah, your service would be the residential care, and then that other provider would be the day hab adult day center. So again, it depends on every state's a little bit different. Every state has different rules. So like in Pennsylvania, you can't do what's called double dip. You can't be the residential home providing 24-hour care and do day hab or community support, like supporting them out in the community. That's called double dipping, and it's not, and it's frowned upon. But yeah, you can service the clients. Maybe they have a day hab, and then you see them for supportive employment. Maybe they do have a job. You never know. So, or maybe they need community support for optimizing independence within the home. It just depends on the state rules, but it's definitely doable. And more specifically, just reach out to Autonomy.
There you go. So, yep. There's a question again here. What kind of liability insurance is needed to cover the agency? There you go.
So I just got mine redone. I had general and professional liability for non-medical services, and my liability for this year was $420. So that's pretty good for an agency.
I pay, I got my thing here, $463.
Yeah.
So you just have to find a good liability insurance, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we got 1 more minute. Let me just do one more question here for Shayna. I know it's. Are you on Eastern time, Shayna? So
That's fine. And pregnancy insomnia, you're just up all night. Isn't that a fun perk?
Me too. My diarrhea. Just kidding.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Last question for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Is reimbursement amount same for every state? Can you answer that, Shayna?
Reimbursement is different for every state, which is why Autonomy gets you qualified in multiple, we call it revenue streams. So adults with disabilities, older adults, private pay. So you have success in multiple areas. So no, reimbursement is different for every state. And you need to be aware of that. And Autonomy guides you in order to create a good plan for you. So if you need to, I don't want to say if you need to, I want to support older adults. I miss working with older adults. They have so many cool stories that they want to share. And that's something that I want to get into in a year or two. However, I'm very big on stress-free life, so I will do it when I'm ready. But yes.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Again, thank you very much, Shayna. If you think Shayna answered a great question while being pregnant and everything, type in thank you, Shayna, because it's a very tough job, ladies and gentlemen, to prove something that you're enjoying, and because they don't believe you, right? It's a tough job. A lot of people will, even me, when I'm teaching, the class Alzheimer's disease and dementia care seminar, and I would talk about how you can be a certified dementia practitioner, how you can write a book, how you can how you can market yourself as the CDP expert. Yes, it's a CEU class, but I still get all these haters around. They will tell me it didn't even added me a value when I attended this class, or blah 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 blah. It's really hard to prove, but if you are living it, I'm living my CDP thing. I go to different facilities. I talk to them about my Alzheimer's disease and dementia care seminar. I'm living it. I have a book. I share it. That's my course. I have a book called Misunderstanding Dementia. I give that. I go to different associations, talk about my Alzheimer's disease and dementia care seminar. I'm living it. Same thing with Shayna. A lot of people will hate on her because she's living the dream that what we want, right? And what's funny is that she's doing it. She's enjoying it, seeing less hours, making more money. And here we are trying to, is it really good? Is it really true, Shayna? Is it really true? It's too good to be true. But because we don't understand it, that's why it's so hard to understand it. The only reason why I'm understanding it, because I contract with an agency like Shayna's agency. I contract with somebody else like that. That's the reason why I understand it. I know the DIDD system. I know it because I contract. But if I didn't know it and I'm just doing regular home health and I'm just talking about regular outpatient PT, I'll be like, go away, Shayna. Go away. I don't even want to be connected with you. I don't even want to talk about autonomy because I don't know. Did that make sense, ladies and gentlemen? Did that make sense, Shayna? But because I know I'm contracting and I work for a company like hers, I understand it. So the goal here is to understand. Do your research. Just don't believe me or Shayna. Do your own research. And if your gut feeling is not comfortable with it, it's okay. Maybe it's not for you. But if you feel like you're ready to jump, you're ready to achieve your next potential, well, guess what? Go ahead, reach out to Shayna, reach out to whatever website, I don't know. And mind you, ladies and gentlemen, I have 5 income streams. 5 incomes. You want to have multiple streams of income, especially in this day and age in therapy. We're almost done, okay? First, what I'm doing is the contracting with different home health agencies, right? I do that with Bert DeVera. He's the one who's teaching me. Second, I do the outpatient mobile Part B. We do that. Third, we're doing the brick and mortar. Brick and mortar. Is that how you pronounce it? No. Fourth, it's so hard to do this, right? Whatever. Fourth, we do wellness. We do the wellness. We do the exercise and everything. It's so hard. I have weird hands. If you have weird hands, type in weird hands. So I got the agencies I contract with home health. I have the mobile Part B. I have the brick and mortar. We have the wellness. the cash, the group exercises. You know what's the fifth? Autonomy. So if something crumbles down, for example, okay, Michael, you're fired from home health again. I still have this other four. Hey, Michael, your brick and mortar is going to be closed, because of COVID. We closed that, right? Well, guess what, Michael? You can't do any wellness anymore because we can't do group exercise. Oh gosh, I can close that. At least I still have two. I have mobile part B or whatever. And then you need to have multiple sources of income, ladies and gentlemen, not just one. So, this is part of the multiple sources of income that you can start with. And it doesn't have to be like what I'm doing. I'm doing almost everything. And I just finished another class from Emma called the remote ergonomics. And there's another opportunity there. So just under our therapy umbrella alone, there's so much opportunities. All you need to do, again, like what I said, is get out of the picture, get out of that one small spot there, because sometimes we're in that one small spot. We're just inside that home health. We're just inside that outpatient. We're just inside that nursing home mindset. You got to get out. You got to move out. You got to get out of that picture. That way you can see the whole big picture. Again, thank you very much, Shayna. Somebody mentioned here, Shayna, you rock. Mike, you're a legend. No, I'm not. Shayna is a legend. I'm just here to facilitate. Again, appreciate you, Shayna, for those people who are still watching. Thank you very much. But Shayna, any last parting wisdom before I let you go?
I just want to say thank you to Mike. And I think it means a lot. Like, Autonomy didn't come to me in the end. Like, I came to Autonomy. I really wanted to start my own agency. And then I was like, wait, I want Autonomy to be successful. So I want to spread this knowledge. So I actually reached out to Autonomy and said, like, can I be the one to promote you? Because I don't want another therapist to be crying when their boss yells at them, aka that happened to me, or having clients cry to me because they don't feel like they're being seen because we're using the computer so much. So I just want to let you know this is real life stuff that is going on. I'm living the dream that I want to live. This is not for everyone, but this is what I love to do. And I just love that I'm empowering adults with disabilities to live the life that they want. So thank you so much, Mike. You're always awesome.
You're always awesome. Again, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate you. But before I let you go, always remember the word FAST. F-A-S-T, letter F. The F word. We always want to say the F word. Letter F. Not the F word, right? But the faith. The faith word. You got to keep the faith, ladies and gentlemen. Keep the faith. And aside from keeping your faith, you got to find friends that will push you to your next level, because you are the average of the 5 people you hang out with. So who are you hang out with? Today I hang out with Shayna. I feel like I want to be like her too. Not pregnant, okay? But I want to be, I want to be like a CEO, earning real money, earning at least a decent money, not just for me, but for other people too. You want to be blessed because you want to be blessed because you want to be a blessing to other people. How can you help your kids if you cannot even bless yourself? How can you help other people if you cannot even help yourself? We're doing this to make money, to feed our family, but also we're providing employment. We're providing, work for those people. So find friends that will actually push you to your next level, because like what I always say, you are the average of the 5 people you hang out with. Next letter is letter A. You got to learn how to take action. All this stuff that we're doing is free video. Shayna, it's already 10 o'clock, 10:38 p.m. in her time zone. It's not going to do me good. It's not even going to do her good if you don't take action. Take action. Reach out to her, not to me. Reach out to her or to Dennis. Not to, just reach out. Let's talk to them. Sign up on the website, whatever website she post up over there. So take action. All this stuff. Don't depend on the government. Don't depend on your boss. Don't depend on your spouse. Only you can do this. Take action. Next letter is letter S. Shoot for the moon. Why? If you keep shooting for the moon, you're going to miss it. But you're going to be landing with the stars. You're going to fail. I'm telling you now. You're going to fail. You're going to be rejected. When you apply to the state, you're going to be rejected. But the more rejections that you get, the closer you get to your yeses. The more no's that you get, the more, not the no's, okay? The more no's, N-O, that you get, the closer you get to your yes. I applied already twice, I think. I got rejected. I'm reapplying again. Just keep applying. That's how it is. I get rejected of a green card. I get rejected of coming here. Does that stop me? No. Just keep pushing. Just keep going, ladies and gentlemen. Don't stop. Don't stop. And last but not least, the word letter fast. See, I'm running out of English. Letter T. It's time, not time out, but teach it. Why? Because when you hear it, you forget. When you see it, you remember. But when you're actually teaching it, you're understanding it more. Again, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate you. Thank you very much, Shayna, for coming over. Thank you for your time. We appreciate you. Thank you for helping us find alternative career. Again, be awesome, be great, be excellent. And we will see you next Thursday. Same time, or same channel, but different time. I will see you around, Facebook friends.
HelloNote is a truly therapist-friendly practice management solution with integrated EMR that will enhance workflow, efficiency, and patient care. HelloNote reduces error and allows you to spend more time with your patients. It comes integrated with billing. Claims are generated once a note is completed. You can bill with one click and a patient portal, which streamlines the patient intake process. Beautifully engineered and cloud-based for easy accessibility, the software works on all platforms. You can access patient records from anywhere. We also offer 24/7 support. HelloNote is the practice management solution that you're looking for.
A new rehab device is changing lives in physical therapy and possibly impacting those with debilitating diseases.
They said I was never going to run, and I'm running. The first day they put a new gait on me, I immediately felt my leg again.
An invention geared towards athletes has inspired a new tool for physical therapy throughout the UP.
TV6's Nicole Buckman has more on the life-changing new gait device.
Improving therapy outcomes and restoring hope to patients. The NewGate is a patented wearable harness system comprised of shoulder straps, a waist belt, and limb straps, all interconnected by strategically placed elastic bands.
There was a point where I just wanted to stop and give up. The NewGate kind of gave me that hope again.
A patient introduced me to the NewGate. Clicked right away that it would make sense. I've been using it with patients on a regular basis ever since.
We're a team who cares in a way that is maybe unique for this day that we live in. And there's something within me that is really fulfilled by working on this project and watching what it can do.